What was the MBT-70 program? The MBT-70 program was a joint U.S. and West Germany effort in the early 1960s for a new tank. The program was aimed at giving NATO one common tank. This is because all countries were making their own weapons and vehicles, and only 10% of NATO weaponry were jointly produced, making logistics nearly impossible and working with one another very difficult. It was also aimed at replacing inferior NATO tanks to counter Soviet tanks of the time like the T-62 and T-55. However, the program quickly fell apart due to a few reasons, such as both the US and West Germany wanting to go their own ways. The US and West Germany just couldn't agree on multiple things, such as the US wanting a 152mm gun launcher, while Germany wanted a 120mm smoothbore cannon. For example, in the MBT-70, some things were in metric and some things were in imperial. This lack of cooperation eventually made West Germany pull out of the program in 1969. However, there were other factors which contributed to the program failing, such as very high costs and complexity. The MBT-70 was by far the most advanced tank of its time, featuring a high-drop pneumatic suspension system, all crew in the turret, and modern FCS. However, this didn't come without a cost, as one MBT-70 tank costed around $200,000, which is $2 million today. And in 1969, before the program ended, it costed $1 million at its time, which is $7 million today. However, there were other issues, such as the US autoloader and engine being unreliable compared to the German autoloader and engine. This program, however, led to the two most iconic NATO tanks of all time, being the Leopard 2 and the M1 Abrams, which ended up in the XM1 winning in the 1976-77 trials for the next US tank.